It's time for the secret show. What is it? We don't know, but you're invited to come along and sort of figure it out as we go, because that's kind of what we do. We've been told we aren't Disney historians, but at least we aren't Disney Boreans. We've got Terrence and Beverly, along with Taryn and Jason, that's me. This show will have a drinking and fun, along with Disney news that's hardly ever dumb. Pretty sure this is an amazing theme song, because after all, we're experts and are never wrong. It's the Ears Up Secret Show, and that's really all we know. Yes, welcome to the Ears Up Secret Show on the internet. Welcome to the Ears Up Secret
bullshit.
Show.
Should have been a singer.
Yes, welcome to the Ears Up Secret Show on the internet.
That note right there.
Right, that
is
one
why
right
you
there.
shouldn't have been.
No, it's why you should have been a singer.
Oh, should have been a singer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
A hella flat note. That's all you do.
Welcome everybody to the secret show for December, or as the Spanish.
Oh my God.
It's our last secret show for 2018, and with us, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jeremy.
It's great to be here.
Hey, welcome, my friend. Welcome.
Spaniards say. Jeremy.
Jeremy. Hola, Jeremy. Man, when I went to Mexico when I was 16 and lived with this family for a month, and I found my way home, they wanted to call me Jason. Jason. Yeah, I'm like, no, it's
Jason.
It's Jason, and they like can't.
They couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, because they don't have that sound, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jason is great, works for me. So I was like, all right, Jason.
Jason.
All right, I'm Jason.
I'm going to
now.
start calling you that.
Please don't.
Yeah,
Well, why wouldn't you?
this is great. Wait, why did you live in Mexico for a month?
My dad was dating a lady who knew one of the. Apparently, it was this like rich dude in Mexico. He was like the founder of the Motocross Association.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know in Zacatecas, or as the Spanish say. No. And so it was like during the summer, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to go live in Mexico and like practice? Speaking
Guitar?
Spanish, and I can flamenco." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Because I'm 16, and what do I know? And it was cool, but everyone there spoke English, and I really didn't learn a whole lot of nice words, I guess. But I did run into Cheech Marin at a because what was that movie? It was he did some live action movie. It was I forget, but he was shooting in Zacatecas. So, like, I walked into a shop and he's there, like, talking with the shop owner, and he looks at me, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna leave now." And,
Did you know who he was at the time?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm 16,
Oh.
lanky, weird kid.
Were you like happy or
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was nervous.
nervous?
Yeah.
Okay. I was
I
just
guess
trying
I
to
was
figure out why
nervous
you
about it.
left. Like you hated him, or you thought you were
Oh
going to
my
get into the
God.
pot.
Chong is so much better than Cheech. Anyway, today's drink, this month's drink, I guess, is called the Corn and Oil. And it's a classic drink. It's an old drink. This is very simple. It's mainly rum. It's a half an ounce of falernum, which we've talked about before on the show. If you don't have any falernum, you should get some. And then 2 ounces of rum, specifically from Barbados. But I don't have any Barbation
Sure.
rum, Barbarian rum. I don't know. So I made
Probably not barbarian.
No, I made 3 drinks. And then like 2 to 4 dashes of Angostura bitters. So it's it's not for the faint of heart. But I have some rum Barbancourt 8 year from Haiti, and then I have a
Haiti.
I have a oh God, I have a Bacardi 8 year from Bacardi. So I just kind of mix the two together, and that's the drink. And you pour over crushed, or you shake and pour over crushed ice. Corn and oil, very simple. It's almost like a Scotch mist.
Kind of.
If you think about it.
To be honest, when you told me the name of it, I was like, that sounds awful, but it's pretty good.
Why is it called the corn and oil?
Yeah.
Nobody really knows.
Oh.
I don't know.
Somebody probably knows.
Yeah. I think the
Did
problem.
you really crush the ice?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Taryn gave me like a hand crank ice crusher. It has like teeth, basically. It's like an auger or whatever. For Father's Day, I used the hell out of that thing. It's great. If you need crushed ice,
There's really only one on the market too, to be honest with you. Yeah, like they have that one, and then all the other ones don't crush the ice. They just make like small ice cubes or shave. The
yeah,
ice.
that's right. Yeah, this is a good one. I should get the brand of it. I forget what it is.
Yeah, we'll link it on, the internet.
What do you think of this drink?
I like it.
I think it does need a little lime juice because the Falernum I have has no alcohol in it, and some of them do and some of them don't. So I think the Falernum's a little too. You're going to add more water.
I feel like this just might need a splash of sparkling water.
Well, it's sparkling water with lime, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
are going to change the flavor a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Corn and oil.
I like
Very,
it.
very simple.
It's quite rummy.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, I was gonna make one of the Trader Sam's drinks that I have recipes for. It's good,
Yeah.
but I don't have any of a lot of them call for like cream to coconut, and I don't have any of that. And some other stuff I don't have.
Delicious.
I just don't have any. I don't make any.
Mayor Crimbus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my friend Brad made a bunch of that stuff. He goes, "Here you go. I made some for you." I'm like, "Cool," and I never
I think that's what we
opened
have
them.
in the fridge. That bottle.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I never opened it.
Brett.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm not Brad.
Brad's in the chat.
Hi, Brad.
Brad.
Hello, Brad. Brad should be here.
Oh, that's true.
I have a mug for him.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we're good people.
I like Brad. Brad's my tiki drink buddy.
Brad's a good guy.
We go to tiki bars, apparently.
It's true. That's nice.
Man, let me tell you something. So I went to I went to this party. It was like an invite only party. It was a release for Bullet Bourbon.
Damn it! Why did I not go?
Yeah, because they're doing like a big push in the Bay Area, and like I contacted the dude to like, anyways, the whole thing. But I'm now friendly with one of like the marketing people there, and so they're like, hey, we're gonna be out in Oakland. Come out and have another party. And Warren and I, my friend Warren, went to another party a couple months ago in San Francisco. They did the whole block party. It was like a cool thing. Got some free booze, and then there was like a tasting afterwards. It was like I had a lot of fun. This was I went with Brad, and it was in the first of all. The kid, he's from like New York or New Jersey or something like that. He's like, it's at 16th Street. And for those of you not in the Bay Area, to me, that means BART, like BART station. He's like, oh, it's at 16th Street Station. That's what he said, 16th Street Station. There's only one 16th Street station, and that's the BART station.
Right.
But there's a BART station 16th in San Francisco, but in Oakland, it's 12th and 19th Street. So I thought either he was confused or I forgot or whatever. I'm like, wait, the party's at the BART station? And he never like responded to me. And then I got the invite with like the address. It's like an abandoned Amtrak station. It was called the 16th Street Station, but it's like on Wood Street in Oakland. Super confusing. I confused myself because I didn't pay attention. But we, take a lift out to literally the abandoned Amtrak station where, you go to, what am I trying to say? The Indiana Jones ride,
Okay.
right? And you go in and you see like the plaster kind of peeled off in places of stuff.
Yeah.
It was like that, but real. Like this was actually like a real thing. You could see the exposed slats in the walls and stuff. Not everywhere. It looked like, and I'm sitting there waiting in line, and there's like scaffolding around. It's just this weird vibe, and we had to get checked in, and we walk through the parking lot actually, and this security guard's like, greetings, sir. So you're aware that this is a private party? Like, yeah, bro. And really, what I've learned, I'm 41. What I've learned by now, going to events and stuff, you just walk like you have a purpose, and even though the guy's talking to you, he'll stop talking to you eventually if you just keep walking. And that's what happened. It was very nice. But we're standing in line, and it's like, there's like a projection behind these people that are checking us in, and you can see these colored lights or whatever kind of position around. And I'm like, I go to Brad, I'm like, I've seen this movie before. Once we get in, the doors are going to lock, and the vampires are going to come down,
And they're gonna eat you.
and they're going to feed on us, and that's just what's going to happen. But it was it was cool. It was a cool event, but it was the most Oakland it's the most Oakland I've ever experienced in my entire life. Super hipster. Like, I'm wearing a t-shirt and like a flannel and some pants, right? And like these kids are, I don't know what they're wearing. This dude had looked straight out of Central Casting from like a 1984 movie about skateboarding or something like that, where he looked, I don't know, Puerto Rican maybe. He had Jerry curl, like his hair. Hair was like Jerry curl, like curly and bouncy and shiny, and he had like a ski sweater on and jeans, like dad jeans, pulled up to almost his navel, but cut off, like the pant legs were cut off about 5 inches from the tops of his shoes.
Okay.
And I couldn't understand. I don't
Then
know
he had
why.
on some form of high top.
I think they were Converse high top, and I want to say the belt that he had was like a thin black belt with like a little silver like cover over the front of the belt. It's just the weirdest. Like I'm 41 and I'm looking at this kid who's like 22 trying to find himself in Oakland. I was like, this is just. We stayed for an hour and went to the tiki bar and I posted up for 3 hours. I couldn't. It was weird.
So I have a question. Do you think that the kid was actually dressed really weird, or do you think because you're 41 now, you're viewing things differently? Like, do you think there was a 41-year-old that saw you in your 20s and went, you would not believe what this kid was wearing?
No, because I dressed pretty normally. I wore band T-shirts, like I wasn't. But I consider myself really hip. Like, I'm with it.
I know you are.
Okay.
Yeah, he honestly is. I hate to admit it, but really. he is.
Yeah, I know. And he actually is.
Fashion
No.
sense wise, like you're I would come to you for advice.
I know.
I don't want
He
your
knows
advice,
fashion.
but like
Oh, fashion?
Fashion
Yeah.
and memes. Like, he knows all the memes. Like, I don't even understand half of the shit that he shows me on
no,
his
I don't
phone.
either. And I don't know where he finds it. And I'm like, where do you have to be like
the
special
music?
invitation?
Yeah, you have to be inducted into this into a meme group. You have to cut
You
off
have to
4
play
of your
video
toes,
games.
and and actually you have to get you have to no, never mind. That'd be just gonna make a circumcision joke, and that's probably too far. Let's do some
Also doesn't
news.
apply.
Want to do some news, Jeremy?
Let's hear it.
All right. California says Disney failed to properly clean cooling towers linked to Legionnaire's outbreak, which, of course, Disney disputes.
What's Legionnaires?
Yeah, good question.
It's a lung infection.
Ooh.
Yeah, apparently. And 22 people got sick, and 1 person died.
Oh.
Oh,
That's 15 minutes. Oh,
Oh
Well,
wow.
15
I
minutes
love
and all we've
that.
talked about is Jerry curl.
yeah. I got my robe tight. I got my wand right.
It was my Harry Potter trap beat.
Yeah.
I love it.
Amazing.
Local health officials say the outbreak seemed connected to Disneyland, as 19 of the 22 people who were infected had visited the park. California Occupational Safety and Health Administration in March cited the park and fined it more than $33,000 for failing to properly clean cooling equipment linked to the outbreak and for other related violations. Cal OSHA looked into the Legionnaires' cases because 3 Disneyland employees were sickened in the outbreak, 2 of them requiring hospitalization. The employer did not follow manufacturer's cooling tower startup, maintenance, and water treatment procedure to control outbreaks of Legionnaire's disease, Cal OSHA said in the citation, which is crazy. Disneyland officials say, of course, the source of the outbreak could have been anywhere else in Anaheim and have appealed the citation. They will make their case at a hearing before a 3-member appeals panel in October. We strongly object to Cal OSHA's allegation that our cooling towers caused any illness, since the source of the outbreak has never been scientifically determined, Disney spokeswoman Susie Brown said in a statement. I mean, come on.
I mean,
You can't track that down.
Did they check their water towers? Did they find the bacteria?
Yeah,
in there?
I mean, this is an
Because, like,
easy scientific thing to prove. However, I will say, if only that many people got sick, and with the amount of people that go to Disneyland,
it is likely that maybe those
Maybe
people
it
all
wasn't.
stayed at like the same hotel.
right, maybe it wasn't the water tower. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm going to trust the investigators on this one rather
Yeah.
than, us.
Me.
Rather than you, yeah. Let's see. Here we go. Most Legionnaire's outbreaks are linked to cooling towers, part of an air conditioning system that released mist. Great video game. Without proper cleaning, cooling towers can create the perfect environment for a Legionella to grow. They require regular disinfecting. Tests last year show high levels of the bacteria in 2 of Disneyland's cooling towers around the time of the outbreak. So Orange County health officials ordered them shut down and disinfected, but they never formally identified the cooling towers as the source, and Disneyland officials have said that the test results don't definitively prove that the towers were to blame.
But they don't definitively prove that they were not.
Right. Brown said there are several cooling towers nearby that are outside the park and were never tested. She points out that 3 people who fell sick had not visited the park, including the one person who died. So who knows?
No, they were very quick to distance themselves from the person who died.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it. But especially something like that. It sounds like you can't actually like pin it down. So whatever.
Legionnaire's disease sounds like it shouldn't be a lung thing. It sounds like it should be not so good.
Like a leg
No.
thing, right? I don't know why. Like
Yeah,
the
like a
Legion,
legionnaire was like an army,
Right.
in the Roman times. So like, they were getting something else.
yeah, like your I don't know, your timing is off or something like that when you march.
Yeah, that's what happens.
It sounds to me like a poopy disease.
A poo disease.
Yes.
Poopy, yeah.
Poo
like,
cockadoodie.
like you're gonna, like you're gonna have poop cockadoodie on the, the whole time.
Oh.
Oh no, that's part of the symptoms.
Oh, poop cockadoodie.
Poop a cockadoodie. Loss of appetite, muscle ache, bloody sputum. Ew.
What's sputum?
Like when you cough up phlegm.
Ew.
Sputum.
Sputum. I've never heard that.
S-P-U-T-U-M.
That sounds like
Yes.
something you would eat in the 60s.
No,
Try new sputum.
I've actually spoke to my doctor in regards to sputum. So yes,
Really?
that's what it's called.
Jesus
I've
Christ.
never heard that before.
Spread it on toast. Sputum.
Oh.
Ew.
Oh God,
That was disgusting.
really
From
sick.
the makers of vomit.
Oh,
New Balance has a sneaker.
snooker.
New Balance has a sneaker out. They did a feature with Disney, apparently, in honor of Mickey Mouse's Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Corn
you're like
oil is
me.
amazing. This honor of Mickey Mouse's 90th birthday this year. What seems like an uncountable number of brands have all released limited edition collections. Blah blah blah. There's a small lineup: Mickey Mouse and New Balance, which are perfect for anyone who loves Mickey but doesn't necessarily want to wear him full on cartoon character form. That's me. I don't know if I love Mickey. I admire the dude. I think but I'm not like a huge Mickey fan. What?
I'm just looking at your shirt.
Why? What does it have on it?
Mickey Mouse.
Oh, but it's a Christmas shirt. Come on. By the way, can I just mention? So it's a Christmas shirt we got last year or whatever. It's a white shirt, but so there's baseball tee, so it's like colored sleeves. The sleeves are red. I don't know who figured this out, but it's slightly pink. The
Red,
white is
well,
slightly
yeah.
pink.
Leads onto white. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, it couldn't have been blue or green or something like that. Not but so the first wash, pink shirt.
Yeah.
Light.
Didn't you
slight-
wash it on cold in the gentle cycle?
Jeremy has a point.
First of all, my wife should be responsible for all of the laundry because I live in a very traditional household.
Okay,
So-
if your
Oh,
wife
geez.
was in charge of the laundry would never get done because I wear my clothes like 4 times before I wash them.
Yeah. Honey, I need the laundry done. Okay, I'll do the smell test.
Pretty much.
No, I didn't, Jeremy. I'm totally bad at doing all that stuff. And then I go and complain why my shit fucking shrinks. But I don't know, it pissed me off. It's like, it's a nice shirt. I really enjoy wearing it. It's slightly pink.
I don't really see the pink though.
Yeah, I don't either. So that's good.
Well, I take my shirt off and show you guys, but I don't want to break the internet. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, Ralph.
Anyway, so check it out, dude. If you like New Balance like me, go and check them out. The Mickey things are pretty cool. Some of them are kind of ugly, actually. The 574 sneaker is pretty fly.
I didn't
That's
know
what
there
I
was
would want for
multiples.
Christmas.
The only one you're done for Christmas.
I will buy it right now.
The only one I saw was like it was black shoe and it had like a hidden Mickey kind of on it. It was just solid black shoe.
No, that's stupid. Don't get
No,
me wrong.
that's what I like. That's my kind of Disney style when it's really subtle.
Yeah, but guess what?
What?
I'm wearing it, not you.
No, I was talking about for myself.
Am I stupid? I mean, don't answer that, but
Women
I'm
don't
looking
wear
at all of these
shoes.
pictures and I don't see. Okay, there's Mickey. Oh, those are terrible.
Which
But
one?
I like these ones.
I hate those ones.
Okay, well, let's move on because now we're just talking about
Oh, I see it.
shoes that no one else can see. Disney worker accused of voyeurism in employee restroom.
Oh
What?
shit.
This is such a good article. First of all, it's 2019. Do you need to be a voyeur like on
No,
your
they
employees?
have websites for that.
Yeah, and they are in alphabetical order as follows.
SpectroRadio.us.
Oh my gosh.
A Disney World worker is accused of video voyeurism in a men's restroom for employees. Orange County Sheriff's deputies were called to Animal Kingdom last month after an employee reported that another worker had filmed him at a urinal with a cell phone from underneath an adjacent stall.
Huh?
Wait, what?
So the guy must be in a stall, and then there's a urinal next to it, so he probably just
Okay.
front-facing camera and slid it under.
Ew.
But first of
So
all,
he had the ball angle? Terrible.
well, right, but also, yeah, you're not going to get any sort of line on the hog if it's underneath. Like, if you're trying to go hog, you want to go over.
Do not say go hog.
Am I wrong?
No, you're 100%
not
right.
wrong.
I'm mainly asking Jeremy because that's how we
And also,
urine.
like, I feel like
So we see the angle that you should get.
Well, we've all seen that. Maybe he wanted to try something a little different.
but also, like, I feel like
I saw it
he's-
5 times today.
he's more likely to be caught by going down. Like, right? Because aren't you guys looking in
Oh, yeah,
down? Like,
that's
wouldn't it be
true.
smarter
Actually,
to
don't
go-
ever look
That's true.
because
don't
looking
look
is
when
weird
you
and
pee?
gross. No, I don't look at my wiener. It's gross.
Well, you're probably
kidding.
not
I'm
wrong, but
I'm joking. I can't look at enough actually.
There's a Lifetime movie called Video Voyeur, and it's really good.
What?
Are you sure that's not Red Shoe Diaries?
I just thought I would throw that out there for you.
I have a lifetime subscription. I'll look it up.
Do you have a lifetime, for your lifetime or lifetime movie
It's
subscription?
on auto renewal along with my Hallmark movie subscription because that's a thing.
Bro.
Do you really?
I totally do. I love it.
A police report says the employee confronted 21-year-old Eric King, who told him that he had dropped his phone and was simply picking it up from under the stall when the employee saw the phone pointed at him. But the sheriff's office later confessed to the crime of video voyeurism. A Disney spokeswoman said King is on unpaid leave pending the results of the investigation.
Oh, he fired.
What-
Also, Florida.
King didn't respond to a voicemail message or email. Yeah. I wonder
shit.
why. But what do you think he did, first of all, to be on a, quote, unpaid leave instead of just canned? Like, do you think he
probably
was...
They're just doing an
They
investigation.
just have to go through the proper steps to
Yeah.
fire him.
But, like, do you think he was a janitor or do you think he's, like, an Imagineer?
He's not an Imagineer.
Wouldn't that be
He's probably
amazing?
a creepy ride operator who, like,
I mean, well, because
He's a carny.
they were at the Animal Kingdom bathroom, so I'm guessing he was like a ride operator or like an animal feeder.
handler.
He's an animal handler, all right? He's trying to be.
Oh, jeez.
do they have sheep in the
Wow. Hey, yo, what that trunk do?
Well, I want to get a look at that cell phone with the video on it.
I mean, come on. First of all, what do you think? What are you gonna see? Right? Like, what do you expect to get out of a shaky, like, front-facing camera of a upward angle of a guy's wiener? Like, what do you get from that? I guess the
Maybe
control of doing
maybe
it.
there's like a secret Disney website, like a Disney porn website. Maybe it's not secret.
What are you doing, Bev?
I'm just
She's
testing it out.
practicing. Bev is practicing taking under photos.
Yeah,
So-
see, it would have looked like that.
Oh my god! So she held she
God.
turned the camera, which, by the way, you guys should be really good at
My-
explaining what's going on by now.
My face fronting. No.
Face fronting camera and held it underneath Terrence's microphone and took a
And
picture.
then I took a picture to see what the
And it's-
quality of the photo would be. I mean, I can make out the shaft, if you will.
Guys don't pee with an erection. I just want you to know that.
Fine. Let me try again.
But you stand close. Like I don't. Yeah, I don't know how this works.
Yeah, right. You stand close, preferably. You don't pull your pants down to your ankles and pee. Like, you don't get anything. I mean,
You
maybe
should
I
it,
do. I
Jason,
don't know.
Just to see what people say.
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think what that is just an intimidation move. Where, like, you're at a urinal stall of like 5 or 8 people, right? And like everyone just peeing normally out of the fly. But if you just pull your pants all the way down and get the wide stance like you're 2 years old, I think that's the way to go. I think I would be very intimidated, and then you just look around at everybody.
Have you ever seen people do that?
No.
Oh, I was just wondering.
no,
I
well,
have-
not in a bathroom. I've seen it on like the subway platform.
Oh.
I'm done with my drink.
I wonder if that guy
I think I'm just going to pour rum in it.
chose that person specifically, or if it was like any
Right.
random guy that was in there. Like, was he hiding out in the stall waiting for this one dude?
Right, that's what I don't know, but,
Or was he just like,
That's a really good question.
he's like, his penis meter went off and he's like, penis close.
well, that's what I don't
Beep,
understand.
beep,
Like,
beep.
what do you get out of doing something like that? I mean, but I don't know.
Dick pics.
Whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Not really.
Yeah.
I don't think this is someone who's like. I don't think that it will solve this with our logic because he's
No,
obviously got.
I
some
don't think he's
problems.
very smart.
True.
What was his fine? Or what's he?
Fine.
Oh, I didn't know if there was a fine.
No, there's no fine. He just unpaid leave.
Oh.
Anyways, 2 buses transporting guests collided at Walt Disney World on Tuesday morning, sending 15 guests to the hospital.
Oh no.
The incident occurred at the Epcot Auto Plaza around 10 a.m. A representative for Disney confirms to People the 15 park goers who were transported to a local hospital are being treated for minor injuries. The Florida Highway Patrol confirmed that there were 51 people on board when one Disney bus rear-ended another.
Ooh.
They should be treated for frostbite. It's so cold on those buses.
And there's no seatbelts or anything. I can
There's
see
no
that.
seatbelts, but so anyway, if you Google it online, there's like photos of the actual like crash, and one bus has like a cracked windshield. There's no damage. So what do you mean 15 people had to go to the hospital? I guarantee you this is like, my back and Disney property, my back and my neck. Oh God. I need an ambulance.
Well, you're not going to get anything unless you go to the hospital. That's got to be on record. So.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Most of the other people are like, bro, it's fine. You were sitting down. No, I was digging for, I can't. I don't know. To me, that's crazy. Here's some non-Disney news. Okay. Well, this is a weird one. Lawsuit claims tourists collapsed and died after riding Universal's King Kong ride.
Huh.
Is that a thrill ride?
Yeah.
Apparently, I mean, it's a nap ride. It actually puts you to sleep. King Kong actually cradles you to sleep.
you get to
Everyone hush now.
lay in his hand. It's real nice.
And he rocks you. How is that?
Jose Calderon Arana collapsed and died shortly after riding the attraction on December 10th, 2016, a few months after Skull Island, Reign of Kong, opened at Universal's Island of Adventure, according to a lawsuit that seeks more than $15,000. That's it?
For a
if I have a heart attack on a ride, you better be gunning for more than my life is worth more than $15,000.
They probably have
Absolutely.
signs though that if you have health issues, don't get on the ride.
Here it is. The lawsuit says that Universal should have known the ride had the potential for a cardiovascular incident. But the theme park failed to post warnings in Spanish for tourists who did not speak English.
Huh.
And he doesn't speak English.
Apparently not. No mention of anyone having health problems or dying on the ride appeared on a state report that the theme parks are required to file. So, yeah, I don't know. Universal was in compliance with its agreement to the state, says company
So they're not in trouble.
spokesperson. Apparently.
Yeah, but Universal's going to pay.
Well, yeah. They just want this out of the
That's
news.
probably why it was only $15,000.
Just to get it gone.
Yeah, but if it was like $8 million, then they would have taken that shit to court.
Yeah.
Right.
And I bet you they now will have signs in Spanish.
Probably.
Yep.
Here's another good Walt Disney World story. Again, I don't know what's going on with
I
people
do.
on the East Coast,
It's
but
Florida.
well,
It's
it's true.
Florida.
But why is it Florida?
Florida is like the place
Hot
where
and crazy.
yeah, like any crazy weird news story that you think can't be true is from Florida.
You know what's really good? Rum on ice. This Bacardi 8 isn't bad. It's very oaky, though.
So Bacardi is a place? Didn't know. Didn't
No,
know.
it's not a place.
No, he was joking.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, I'm pretty stupid. You can't make jokes like that.
You know, they took gulp out of the dictionary.
You can't use that joke on me.
That's true.
Again.
No, Bacardi is a family name. apparently.
Rude.
And this is a rum from the Bahamas, or, as it's known, a Bahamian rum.
Ah,
We learned
Bahamian.
that when we were in the Bahamas, Bev.
We did. I have a Bahamian rum.
Bahamian. Is it good? Have you finished it?
I have not. My brother-in-law tried to finish it because he's a total dickhead, but no, I have like this much left.
By the way, can we tell the story?
Bahamas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got paid to go to the Bahamas, actually.
Yeah, I was at home.
we went on a cruise. It was great.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I got real drunk. Threw up.
Yeah, that's true. No, we did it for our other podcast, and yeah, it was cool. We never got invited back though. They keep doing that fucking cruise, and
They're
we
not
never
doing
got
it
invited.
anymore.
They're
They
not.
didn't- They didn't do it this year.
They didn't.
I researched because
I
wanted
reached
to go
out to
back.
them twice to like see if we can go back. And anyway, can we talk for a second about how your husband has a twin sister who looks exactly like him but with breasts?
not a twin.
But pretty
But
much.
basically.
Yeah.
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 Is that weird?
So,
Like at the
but
holidays, do you
have
ever
have
confuse
met
her for
Sam's
him?
brother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they look a lot alike too.
So yeah, it's something about like those Moore genes are like strong because
Yeah.
they are just carbon copies.
They
of
really
one
are, because
another.
your little child is exactly like her dad.
Does she?
Yes.
Oh,
Sometimes.
that's too bad.
Sometimes, not always. But
At least she got
definitely-
my nose though.
Thank God. I don't know. I find it interesting that like your husband has a sister who looks identical to him,
Yeah,
but with breasts.
she is his fate.
It's real
I
weird.
think it's weird. All right, here's our last story, everybody, and we're gonna leave. Walt Disney World hotel worker was arrested on Monday after stealing almost $49,000 in 2016.
What?
Good job.
I know, but
I mean, you got
in
caught though.
in
so.
one
yeah.
year. The problem is, as an office space, what they said, you can't be too greedy.
Yes. Slow. It's the
The slow burn.
Slow burn.
Right.
Between April 2016 and December 2016, Jamaica Hall, 31 of Kissimmee, issued fraudulent credit card refunds to hotel guests, which he transferred to his checking account.
Oh.
I guess I don't really understand how do you issue a
Yeah.
fraudulent refund? Because if I go there and I go, hey, you said I ordered Casa Erotica 14 and I didn't refund my card, they're gonna go, oh, Jamaica is gonna be like, okay, I'll refund your card, so it would show up on my card again. But how does he skim the cash? I don't understand.
I mean, maybe he made the charges to like the room, but then had the hotel refund. Instead of refunding back to the card, he was like, no, don't refund it back to my card, refund to this. Like after the guest has already checked out, they have their card on file. I'm not saying I don't think he made the refunds through the credit card company. I think that he used that as like a reference, but then instead of saying
so he took the price off the bottom line of the hotel bill.
after they checked
And
out, he
then-
added on 14 episodes of erotic, whatever you just
Casa
said.
Erotica 14.
Yes. And then
For you supernatural.
he
fans
took
out
that
there.
away and then refunded it back to himself.
Oh, right.
I think.
Right.
Right.
So
I
he
have a feeling the people who were staying there probably were not affected by this at all.
Exactly.
He just has the ability to.
true.
Oh well, that was a refund. And what card would you like that to go to? This one.
Oh, right. Yes, yes. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Okay. Deputy said
Smart.
Hall worked as a front desk concierge host at multiple Walt Disney World hotels. No hotel guests were affected by the $48,531 in fraudulent refunds. He admitted to stealing the money and was fired. He's being held in lieu of a $10,000 bail.
Well, he has that probably in his his bank account.
Yeah.
That's spent. I guarantee you he wasn't going, you know what I need to do is save for retirement. So here's what I'm going to do. Steal
Yeah.
I don't think it's his squirreling it away in his
$48,531.
rainy day
It's
fund.
not just sitting away and he didn't transfer it to his 401k.
Oh, man.
By the way, can we just talk really quick
He'd be the nerdiest
about?
thief.
So his name's Jamaica. That's kind of a weird name, but have you guys seen it in the news this little girl whose name is Absidy,
Oh.
ABCDE,
Yes.
and how horrible of a mother she has
Yeah.
for doing that to her.
That's rude.
And what was the story behind that, Taryn?
So a Southwest agent saw this little girl's ticket and took a photo of it and put it on Instagram to
That's
make
right.
to make fun of it because you should be making fun of it. Her name is ABCDE.
Right.
And then the mom was outraged and she went to the media, which is even worse for this little girl because nobody is siding with the mom. Everyone's like, dude, you're an asshole.
You named your kid ABCD. Come on.
Right. And honestly, every article that I read about it was it's ABCDE pronounced Absidy. Okay, if you have to tell every single person how to pronounce the name, change the name. You've done it wrong.
Yeah, agreed.
Famale. Female.
Yeah, I don't understand why people feel the need to think that they're super creative. As I'm saying this, I'm trying to think of all of my friends who might ever hear this,
Yeah.
and I don't want to insult any of their weird kids. But yeah, I think we're good. I don't understand why people feel the need to have their kids have creative quote-unquote names or unique name. John is a perfectly fine name. Mary, perfect name for a little girl. That's fine. Absidy? So, I mean, and this is what Taryn and I did with Alice, whatever her name is. I was very adamant at think of a name that we like, and then let's make fucking fun of it. And see if that child will be able to live through, oh, here comes Thunder Thighs Teresa or whatever.
my God.
You know what I mean? That's what I want. I want to just block all the haters right now, right? So taking a role, and I can't remember specifics, but there are people with funny names when I went to elementary school, and you'd say their name
Dude, we had a few.
Jenny Fartsmager. Are you here, Jenny? And everyone go Fartsmager, got her. You know?
Yeah.
So as a teacher, especially as a brand new teacher or a substitute teacher,
Oh, the worst.
go abs ABCD, because you know that kid is going to get called ABCDE.
Yeah, how
and
could
she's
you
going to
not?
be like, it's actually Absidy.
I mean, honestly,
Everyone's gonna
if
throw
you're
spitballs at
if
her.
you're a teacher and you know you have a sub in and you have a kid whose name is spelled ABCD, you might just want to leave a post-it note on your
Yeah.
attendance thing, phonetically spell that shit. Just toss him a softball. Come on.
No, when I was in 4th grade, there was a kid, Alex Fuchs, and every
It's just funny right now.
I know, every single substitute was Alex Fuchs. and they
Alex probably does
they
fuck,
would
though, honestly.
not in 4th grade.
Well, not
But
right now he does,
they
but-
would say it
He's like,
and
"Say my
then
last name."
instantly go you could just see it on their face, they knew that they had said it wrong, but they already had said it.
And here's the thing about names is that they're so personal, and you can pronounce them so differently and individually. When you're just rattling off shit, like when I'm reading the news, I got to read a couple words ahead. It's actually very hard. It's very hard to read. I don't know if you guys know this. Let me tell you the lamentation of Jason Petros, straight white male, fucking.
It's Jason.
Yeah, Jason Petros.
Yeah,
It's hard. Reading is very hard. But I can't imagine trying to read a list of little shit's names
especially today.
and trying to get it correct.
And honestly, I think also in the area that we live in,
Yeah.
it's quite urban.
What are you trying to say? It took me a while.
I'm not trying to be offensive, so I'm going to stop. But you know what I'm saying.
Can I tell you a story? So my friend, and I've told the story before, and people go, "That's an urban legend," and it's definitely not. My buddy's mom was a head ER nurse at Kaiser out here, and as Bev said, it's very urban. No, but anyway, she's a head
is,
ER
though.
nurse at Kaiser. It is, and which is fine. I love it. I embrace it.
I wouldn't live here if I didn't love it.
That's true. And she was at work when another nurse came in to see her because she was a supervisor, and she goes, "Look, I have a problem pronouncing this person's name. I don't want to insult them, but I don't know how to pronounce this person's name." And she gives her the fucking check-in thing, and my friend's mom goes, I don't know. I can't help you. I have no idea. Not a very good position to be in. So this lady goes out to the waiting room and reads the name, and she says, Lemon Jello?
No.
Excuse me, it's Lemangelo. But pronounced lemon jello, or it's spelled lemon jello. And that would be very hard. Like, and so how do you recover from that?
Yeah.
No pun intended,
I
because
would
you're
just,
in ER.
I
but
would,
like,
I would just go last name, Mr.
yeah, I mean,
Dick
I guess you're right.
McPants. I don't know.
Lemon Jello.
But that's kind of the absidy thing,
Yeah.
where it's, you can't always everyone wants to be unique. Stop being unique.
Yeah.
Everyone should have this. We should go to like Norway or any of the Scandinavian countries where you pull your name off a list. And if you want to have a different name, you go to the Council of Elders or whatever. And you throw a ring in the volcano, or I don't know what you have to do, but you have to do something.
I went to elementary school with a girl whose name contained every single vowel.
Jeez.
And it was 13 letters long.
No, stop it. What was it? How did you pronounce it?
Lenoshka.
H isn't a fucking vowel, dummy. Nor is a K or a C.
I said-
Yeah, she
I
just
said
said
it
it
had
happened
all
to
of
also
them,
contain.
every-
Oh.
Every single vowel, and it was 13
It's allowed to have other letters.
long.
I heard that as only the vowel.
No.
That's A-I-O-U.
I owe you. What was it? Ashkenaz?
That's rude. It was Lenoshka. She was like a
Lenoshka.
super sweet girl, but her
Oh, of
name,
course, sure.
every teacher was like, they just shortened her name to, which I thought was kind of offensive. They shortened her name to Lana. She was Lana.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair to the child.
No.
The child has an identity. Just because you can't pronounce its name, you just learn it once
she
and that's
was
fine.
Lana. Like
And-
nobody else, the teachers called her that. Like we didn't, but
No, that's not cool.
It sucked.
I don't like that. I went to school with a gal from Africa who was her name was Abimbola. Abimbola Magicotomy. I'll never
Are
forget
you
that.
serious?
that's a great name.
Middle school, first person I danced with.
Wow.
That, but
She
we
probably never danced again 'cause she was like, if that's what it's like,
Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Oh, it's easy to pretend. We call her Bim. Her name was Bim.
and she was okay with that.
Yeah, because I feel like, and I guess that's kind of the point, right? Is this gal, Absidy, is going to get tired of being questioned about her name and having teachers and people not being able to pronounce her name. So she's just going to be called Abby. Or something like that,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like that's really
But
not fair to...
That's not fair to her because she doesn't have her identity.
Well, right. And
Right?
so as a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old, she's learning that she's weird
Yeah.
and that she's
sucks.
different.
Her mom sucks.
And
That's
her
what she's
mom
learning.
sucks, dude. And as a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old, when all your kind of childhood traumas start coming home to roost and they really kind of get ingrained in your psyche and you start realizing developmentally what happened to make you as weird and crazy as you are, not speaking from personal experience
Not
at
at
all.
all, no.
But you start reflecting. You're like, God, I guarantee you a lot of the trauma that this girl has or will have could be avoided by her mom naming her Sarah. Absidy. God bless. Anyway, I'm gonna look at the
Well,
chat.
also, what else is this little girl dealing with? If her mom is willing to saddle her with that burden for the rest of her life, like, what's the day to day?
Seriously.
Right. Snowflakes.
Terrible.
I don't know. Terrence is in the chat, by the way. He says he went to high school with someone called Ron Nutting.
That's not nice.
Can you imagine? Your last name is just a verb for ejaculation. Hey Rob, what you doing, nutting?
I went to
Gotcha.
school with an Erin Dick. She was big old bright red hair. I was like, oh man, she just can't catch a break.
Dude, if your last name is Dick, I don't know. I mean, I guess more power to
You're
you.
fucked. And on that note, my kid's screaming, so I'll see you guys later.
Terrence also said that Sam's sister would be really cute if he didn't know Sam. So,
Terrence said that?
yeah.
I've heard that from many people. Schumann actually said the same thing. Like, Sam's sister would be super cute if I didn't know Sam.
Yeah,
because
but-
it'd be like making out with Sam with boobs.
But Schumann is super horny. Like, Schumann's like a horny online, dude. He is
That's true.
the horniest person in the entirety of the people.
You're not wrong.
Right? I'm looking at just through the chat to see if there's anything cool going on, but there's not.
Does Abby really look a lot like Sam?
Abby looks fucking identical to Sam.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah. She doesn't look like me at all. I really wanted her to be pretty.
No, she's not going to be pretty. You know what she looks like?
So mean.
That's awful.
You know the you ever heard of that artist Aphex Twin?
No.
Where it's like EDM music. I actually really like it. It's very weird and creepy. Here, it's a secret show. I'll play
You're
some.
so hip.
Dude, aren't I?
Whatever.
You
I just said my
actually
baby
are.
wasn't pretty.
No, your baby's not pretty. Like at all.
Really, really mean.
Like at all. Actually, baby's really disgusting.
You're
I'm disgusted, but every time Abby comes over to give me a hug, I'm disgusted. I have to choke down vomit. I'm so disgusted by your child.
What happens when she grows up and listens to this?
I hate.
Just kidding.
I'm just like
I'm
staring
totally
you down.
This is Aphex Twin.
And this makes me think of Abby. Why?
Hold on. It's just weird shit like this, right?
That's awful.
It's super bad.
It's just a random song. I don't know. I had an album and I liked it. But anyway, there's an album cover where it's like a bunch of children, but he took his face and superimposed his face on like 8 little girls in this, and that's what Abby looks like. Let me see if I can find the cover. Album cover children. Yeah, here it is.
hate
God
you.
damn it.
My God, that's horrible.
It's a good time though. It's a good album. Not gonna lie. All right, Jeremy, anything you want to say, bro, before we get out of here?
No.
It's a weird secret show. Let me ask you a question,
Well,
Jeremy.
yeah.
Do you like the secret show? Do you listen to the secret shows?
I do.
Do you like them? Are they good? I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. Every time I finish a normal show or this show, you can tell I've had a lot of rum. I don't like any of them.
None
Like,
of them?
I don't.
You don't
think-
like the regular? You don't like Ears Up, the actual show?
lately, I don't think that they're as good since the kid's been born because I'm tired and distracted. Like Taryn just left to go deal with her because she's teething, and it's like teething is really affecting her. I just think I think they could be better, but I don't have the time or the energy to make them better, and that just honestly depresses me because I feel bad for not giving people something better than what I am.
So when you're done listening, is it that it's missing something? Are there things you're hearing that you're not liking? Is it a combination of both?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. Plus, I hear what could be happening. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, just creative. Like, oh, I should have done this or I could have done that or whatever. Like, I wish I had time to do like a Christmas retrospective of something or whatever. But I don't have the time or the skills to do anything cool. So I'm drinking rum into a microphone talking about Aphex Twin. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally there have been times where I'm like, oh, it's a little like the secret show. I might like zone out a little bit when I'm listening sometimes,
Whoa,
but mostly I love them.
All right. Well, that's good. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't. It's like what artist loves his work? Do you think Picasso loved the Mona Lisa? I mean, that was Leonardo da Vinci, but it's just, you know what I'm saying?
I think.
You
I
think
don't know.
Michelangelo cut
Do you want
his
to have
ear
this
off?
conversation on the secret show?
I don't know. What else are we gonna do? Bev's on her phone right now shopping, so I'm like all alone. Oh shit. Let me get that beat. Let me get that beat. Let me get that beat.
We're done.
Sitting on the microphone talking about my life. I don't even know how to get my wife back to the room dealing with my kid. I don't even know what time it is. It's 3:00, 4:00. I need to
I'm
take
done with you.
pick of my balls now.
There were people who wrote in and said that the 5-hour show was the best one ever.
Well, there
So
was
you definitely, it's not all of your recent shows.
a person, and I thank your father for that. It was very nice. Very good.
I know he did it for a relatively low amount of money.
What a guy.
What a sweetheart that guy is. I don't know. Look, as long as you like it, Jeremy, we'll keep
We're
doing
gonna keep going.
Well, so in 2019, I think what we need to be doing is we're just going to be doing more interviews and stuff. I think we have to. I mean, I think just like the history of Disneyland stuff's maybe kind of running out. We've covered a lot. We've been doing this for 5 years. This is the last show we did was like 127. Show 127. That's a lot of shows. Done a lot of history. I don't know kind of what else to do.
There's a lot of people out there doing really weird Disney stuff. There's a guy who I saw this week who built a Disneyland in his backyard for his grandkids, and he called it Dobbs Land. We got to get him on here.
And do what?
Ask him what the hell he's thinking.
Not Dabland, Dobbs Land.
God, why? Can I get
His name is Steve Dobbs.
Steve Dobbs. And
Who
what
is
did
that?
he,
That's like a real person, right?
Yeah.
Jeremy literally just said he built a Disneyland in his backyard for his grandkids.
No. Steve, never mind.
Okay.
So I think that'd be like, okay, why did you do this? Tell us about it. That'd be cool.
Well, because my my Alzheimer's kicked in, and I got tired of just shitting myself. So I figured, what should I do? Steve, I said, pick up a hammer and just go to town. And so I did. I can't drive anymore because, one time I confused the brake with the gas, and I'm still paying out on that. And
I answered the iron.
Answer the iron.
Yeah, like you think the phone rings and you answer the iron.
What the hell is going on?
My favorite part about that is like you dropped that joke as if it was the why did the chicken cross the road? Just like, well, yeah, to get to the other side, you dick. You idiot.
Duh, Jason.
All right, we should probably go. Huh? Yeah, it's a long secret show.
Well, it's been
so
great.
someone in the chat says, if it matters at all, I didn't start listening till the year 5, and I've listened to all of them from this year and most of 2017. Well, I appreciate that. I just don't know what to. I don't know, man. Yes.
Yeah, but has she gone and listened to the really good stuff when it was early?
First of all, don't assume this person's gender, okay? Second of all, no, probably not, because those were terrible, I'm sure. Basically, everything I do is awful. Even my child.
Some of the early, stop it. Some of the early shows though are the ones that stick with me the most, that I remember the most. Like
what? Give me 5 memories right now.
I can give you one
Okay, great.
because there was a lot of rum in that drink.
There was 2 ounces of rum.
The Fritos.
Fritos.
That episode and the one with the terrible sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, that was super early. That was before we had our own studio.
Yeah.
What's Fritos?
Fritos.
The Frito kid, right? Because he was in
the Frito Kid.
the Casa de Fritos, which was
It
now
sounds familiar.
Rancho del Zocalo, where Fritos had their own display.
There was just this audio clip of this kid, and he just keeps saying Fritos, but he was like Fritos. But that's what I remember. Like I remember, I liked the early shows.
Casa de Fritos, dude. Wait, this is going to probably be loud and stupid.
Our very first Spectrum.
Hey,
interview.
Klondike, how about digging some golden chips to send up here?
Here they come. Fritos, those golden chips of corn.
Hey, Klondike, more Fritos, the best corn chips made.
The freshest, too.
Frito kid, dude.
Fritos.
Love that kid.
Sounds great.
Man, they should build just a park of all of the shit that Disneyland has killed, and that would be the park, right? So they would build
Yeah.
the Casa de Fritos. They would build the pirate
ship.
right? With the tuna melt,
Yep.
The Chicken of the Sea.
chicken of the sea. There you
Yes.
go, right?
Is that what it was called?
I think it was sponsored by Chicken of the Sea Tuna.
Yep.
I don't
Man,
think- I don't think that's what the sandwich was called.
Someone's in the chat who says this is the first secret show. Just joined to become a patron.
I'm sorry, bruh.
Yeah. This is weird retrospect. I feel like that Drake song. God, what is it?
I don't listen to Drake. I wouldn't know.
Are you going to do a 2018 year in review? I think that was a hit last year.
I don't usually do this, but when I'm drunk and I'm high, but I'm both right now, got me talking about my life. I
need you to stop.
Yeah, I'm
we're
both.
Probably not going to do a year in review. Well, maybe we
how
could do
to
that in
smoke.
Stop singing terrible music over my voice. Are we going to do a year in review?
First of all, I don't remember last year's year in review. Jeremy keeps talking about it on our emails. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. Second of all,
I know, and you never respond, and I'm
Because
like, I guess he doesn't want to do
Doesn't
it.
know what you're
I
talking
literally
about.
don't know what you're talking about. Second of all, it sounds like a lot of work.
Probably isn't that much.
Pitch it
Don't
to
you
me right now.
You don't remember it?
No.
We did like biggest Disney winner of the year, biggest Disney loser of the year. Most like it was like we did like 6 categories
we
and
did
all
like a
went around in a
poll.
circle and said what we thought of from the past 12 months happened that would merit that award.
Yes, I remember this.
I don't like it.
Oh, shut your face.
I don't like it. I
hole.
think it's hack. I don't like it. I think it's a hack podcaster. Speaking of, okay, can I just tell you about hack podcast real fast? So I saw online that
Well, I don't have to
there's
drive for 40 minutes.
this like every once in a while, like these Disney podcast awards kind of pop up out of nowhere. Someone thinks they're going to be rich and famous because they start doing Disney podcast awards, and it's this weird thing where, and I forget the name of the thing, and even if I remembered, I probably shouldn't say it. But it's like, oh, we went to iTunes and looked at the 150 most popular Disney podcasts, which is already way too many fucking podcasts. Stop doing Disney podcasts. This is, we have enough. We're fine. We've covered everything. We're all right. But there's a top 150, and then we whittled them down to get a final 50. And how we whittled them down is we decided arbitrarily, because we want to be in control because we have daddy issues, that if you had released an episode longer than 8 days in between the last episode, you were out of the running. So right. So here's the final 50, and then what I want you guys to do, okay? I want you guys to do is to go on your Facebook pages, and I want you to tell your listeners to come to our Facebook page and to this post specifically, and then comment on which podcast from this list that they want to win, and then we'll add those up. It's like, first of all, what are you, 14? You need there's a popularity
They probably
contest.
are.
Right. Second of all, going to iTunes and looking at the most popular doesn't mean anything at all. There are so many ways to game that system where if you go on the new and trending or most popular feed on iTunes, it doesn't mean anything. I recently read some story where a guy who had like 800 downloads for his show paid money, which you're not supposed to do, to get into the top 100. And he goes, it netted me an extra 200 downloads. It doesn't net you. It doesn't mean that you have like 1 million listeners. It means shit. Literally means nothing. So that in of itself is incorrect. It doesn't mean, it's meaningless stat that you're pulling. But then Facebook has polls. Or if you're an actual legitimate thing, you should have a website, and people can go to the website and then vote that way. But to make them comment on a stupid post, it makes no sense. And people are taking this really seriously, and I don't understand. I think it's stupid. Number one, because we're not on it. But number two, we're not on it because we go sometimes more than 8 days without releasing an episode. Does that mean
Always.
Right.
Sometimes, yeah, all the time.
Don't worry about it. Does that mean that we're less of a Disney podcast because we have real lives and we do other shit and we have jobs and we just can't release as much content as everybody else? Does that make them a better podcast than us? No. I'd put this podcast, even though I don't like it, against any Disney podcast out there, in information and passion and quality, but also personality. We would win hands down. Me and Bev.
It's true. I mean, I have.
I'm sorry,
I've
we would.
struggled to find another Disney podcast that I can listen to, and
Oh, shit.
just because you're coming, they would be better served if they waited a little bit longer planned a better show and didn't release it every 8 days.
It's true.
Agreed.
I was like,
Agreed.
hello?
Sorry. We were just watching Jason pour another drink.
Another glass of personality.
Another.
No, that's Jeremy. Yeah, I don't know. And look, and there are some good ones out there. I'm not saying that everyone stinks, but most of them stink. I'm sorry, most of them stink. And just because you kick out, for example, there's another podcast like an actual legitimate podcast awards, and but it's like for food and beverage or whatever. And there's this podcast that this dude kicks out like 3 episodes a week.
Jesus.
Right, and it's like on beer and spirits and like cigars or some bullshit like that, like very 1994. Which I love cigars, don't get me wrong, but and he was on this list, and in preparation for another show that I do on another Heads and Tails, if you aren't into spirits, I listened to some of his show. Terrible, like disgustingly awful, bad radio, bad, just bad, hack bad. But he's on this list of awards because he has so much content. He has like 1 million friggin' episodes. He's been doing it for a year or whatever it is. I don't know. It just doesn't mean anything. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of bummed me out where there used to be Disney Podcast Awards, and that guy, I think, stopped. And then now there's a new guy out there giving away awards because the iTunes algorithm can be worked if you pay money. It makes no sense. But shout out to all my friends who have Disney Podcasts. You know who you are. Like we have Corey on from No Midnight. He's on a thing.
Corey's
and,
cool.
A couple other people. I forget now because this rum is really good.
You must be talking about Jacob Fight.
No.
Oh,
I'm just. No, I was joking. Like, shout out to your fellow podcast.
Oh yeah,
That's
man.
all.
Hey, you have a Disney podcast? That's great.
I'm watching you melt. Like you're just you're
I
melting.
think this show's done now.
It was done 15 minutes ago.
I was shocked when I came down the stairs and you guys were still going.
Well, yeah, we were doing the show for an hour and a minute or whatever. It's even Brad's in the chat going, YouTube and other sites, algorithms promote posting more often. I know. I just don't. Because we don't have the content. We don't have the time. To be honest with you, we don't have the time.
For this.
That's kind of what I was saying when you were gone. Like, I feel like we don't have the time to do the things I really want to do. Like, Taryn
it's hard to crank out anything decent that frequently.
Well, and have a
job.
Have a job. And
Yeah.
you know, my career is such that I lost the cap to my rum, which is not good. Look, if the cap is off and you can't reseal it, you have to drink it.
Well,
I
it's
think
gonna
that's the
spoil.
Rule. Right. It's gonna get mold.
Mm-hmm.
My
get
career
that
is such where like
Legion disease
I don't get paid for shit, and so I have to have a lot of jobs to like make money, so I don't feel like a total loser. And I just don't have the time. But Tara and I have a cool idea for a podcast kicking around. I'm not going to tell about what it is, but we just don't have the time.
Yeah,
Just don't have the time for it right now. We want to do Tara and I talked about doing a parenting podcast. Don't have the time. I can't do it. I can't put any more energy into it because I would feel bad because I feel like I would be neglecting Years Up.
Yeah,
You would be.
because the time that it would take to do either of these other ideas would have to take away from this.
Yeah.
It's tough.
See, people in the chat now are like talking to each other, and I feel like we shouldn't leave.
No, we should leave.
Do you think we should?
Yes.
All the
It's
YouTube,
10:22.
What are they saying?
all the YouTube emails are
It's
coming in for copyright claims. That's
Literally 8 minutes before bedtime.
cool. Let's talk about something cool though. What do you want to talk
As
about?
stated in
Kristen
our
Bell?
previous show,
Want to talk about QAnon?
by Felicia.
Let's talk about QAnon.
What's QAnon?
It's a secret society of deep state infiltrators.
Oh,
who-
yeah.
Who think that basically Hillary Clinton molests children in the back of a pizza parlor in D.C.
Stupid.
Basically.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I know, right? Like, can you imagine, like, Hillary Clinton just, like, full of pizza trying to molest children? And that's never happened. Like, it's never come out in the history of the universe before. But I don't know. It's just, I can just imagine, like, the Clintons or, like, George Soros, like, ordering a slice of pepperoni and anchovy, and then, you know, going on the Lolita Express with, like,
side
8
order
12-year-olds.
boy.
It's like, But people believe this shit.
That's
People are fucking
ridiculous.
crazy, dude. And like some dude just made it up on the internet. He made it up on Reddit, and then now it's like an actual movement. It's a thing.
Dumb.
This has been The Secret Show, everybody.
Oh my gosh! And for the person
Sponsored
who's,
by QAnon and Puma.
I'm sorry for the person who this is your first.
There's a couple people it's their first
I'm
show.
sorry.
No, who is it? DJ.
DJ and Ray.
DJ's in Oakland. It's his first time. He's having fun hanging out with Terrence in the chat room. Terrence, we missed you, dude. Not really. It's probably better without Terrence, to be honest with you.
Wow, that's not true.
I mean, I got to use his
No.
microphone
As a penis, as a
that's
phallus.
true.
Yeah.
That actually, that was pretty good.
Wait, but I should clarify how when I say that it was only for photographic use.
That's true.
Raider in the chat says you guys could do quick short videos. It wouldn't be full episodes, obviously, but it could be an outlet for your creativity. Yeah, you know what? You're right. And I have some ideas for that. Not super quick. I'd like to ideally do kind of like some pre-show stuff for Patreon supporters only, but and this is my problem. Here, let me rewind the exit music because this is going to take a while. Everyone's falling asleep because I feel like anything I do is just going to be. To me, it's really boring. Bev's asleep. No, I thought you were going to keep going. All right. I don't know. So maybe we'll do that. But I will tell you what. We're trying to do off-site videos on locations. So, like, for example, maybe the Walt Disney Family Museum. I don't know. We'll see. Stuff like that. Wow, Terrence is telling you to stop. Stop snoring.
Terrence doesn't get to tell anybody to stop snoring because I've shared a room with him before, and that fool snores like there's a lion inside of his chest, like actually trying to come out. And I want to be clear, I shared a room with him and my husband, and I was pregnant at the time, and Terrence was drunk. So I didn't have the buffer of alcohol, and he was passed out with his feet still on the ground.
Oh, so that's not asleep. That's passed out.
He was passed out, feet still on the ground, snoring louder than I just did. I had to get up and like shake him to make him stop, and then he was like, and then he started again.
Well, look, that's the tea.
That's the
First
tea,
of
and
all,
it's hot.
Yeah. People in the chat, or at least one of the new people, is suggesting a meetup at a brewery. That could be cool.
In the Oakland
It'd probably
person?
just be
Yeah.
him that would show up, but that'd be cool.
Hey, man. Well, you know what, Jeremy? Next time you're out, you should stay for longer than a day.
Yeah.
And then we
story.
should actually do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun because we do have a lot of people in the Bay Area.
It's true. Yeah.
Listeners and such, and I think that would be fun just to hang out and like not do a show, not be on, but
no.
just to hang and have a beer and like then leave.
Have fun.
Yeah, probably at Trader Sam's or Trader Vic's rather. That'd be cool. Or Con Tiki, which is a cool tiki bar in Oakland, by the way. Super dope. Great food. Oh my god.
Your baby's awake again.
Is
Or
she?
is that
No,
your
that's
cat?
A cat.
That's a cat. All right.
There's always some sound around here.
I think it sounds like a wonderful idea. And now it sounds like we're going to be in Disneyland together in March.
Dude, I'm excited about that.
That's
All right, we're going to end the show because it's been going on for 12 hours now.
too long.
I have to go play Destiny.
I don't have wine and Red Bull to mix together.
All right, everybody. Look, we're giving everyone an extra long secret show because it's the end of the year. It's fine, right?
Yes.
It's the end of the year.
And because of rum.
And this show has been brought to you
By
by
rum.
Rum Barbancourt Reserve Especial, 8 years, Haitian rum. It's good, Port-au-Prince, and Bacardi 8, which is also good. Bacardi, not a place, a family.
Thank you. Okay, bye, Felicia.
Honestly,
night, everyone.
thank you very much for Patreon supporters. This has been a great 2018. We have a lot of cool stuff going in 2019. I don't care. I'm going to thank our Patreon supporters.
I'm good with it.
All right. Thank you very much. You literally enable us to do the things that help promote the show. And why are you shaking your head?
Enablers.
You enable us.
They're enablers.
Then I guess we're codependent on them.
Yeah.
I suppose. Anyway, we have some cool stuff coming on. We're going to have Garner Holt hopefully in January. We'll see. Fun stuff happening, and we'll try to bring more content to you guys as Patreon supporters. Exclusive content. I really do want to focus on that. I think Patreon is a great way to connect with you guys, and I want to give you more than what we're giving you currently. So anyway, stay tuned with that. Thank you very much. Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy the rest of the year, and have a great 2019. And we'll see you in the parks.
Goodbye.
Bye, Jeremy. Thank you very much also
Bye.
for everything. Bye bye.
See you next year.
Bye.
All right, Jeremy. Are you gone? He gone.
Here you go.
It's 1:30 there.
And he was tired to begin with.